Archives of Prasar Bharati presents the timeless treasure of Golden Era.
Meghalaya, forever endowed with silky, foamy clouds, also treasures in its midst tribes that have remained dormant over the years for want of recognition and acceptance. Isolated and still yet unnoticed, there lies in the remote southern part of West Garo Hills the Dalus of Meghalaya. An aboriginal tribe of Manipur, the Dalus derive their name from King Dhalji, who was the descendant of Babru Bahan, the son of Arjun. Once, as history relates, Dhalji and his men were attacked by Bhagadatta, the king of the neighboring state of Assam, then Pragjotishpur. Dhalji, unable to withstand the might of Bhagadatta, flew with his followers and entered Assam. There, they scattered themselves in all directions for fear of being identified. Dhalji, on the other hand, with his relatives and some followers, entered the southwest part of Assam, at present the Garo hills of Meghalaya. Near the precincts of Bangladesh, village Dalu Killa is a quiet and isolated but a colorful area where Dalu culture and social values are conspicuous in every household. The name Dalu Killa is supposed to have been derived from the word Killa, which means a fort. The river Bhugai, which flows through Dalu Killa and into Bangladesh, has been a perennial source of water supply where the Dalu civilization prospered and flourished to attain its present stage. Long ago, they are believed to have constructed a fort here to guard themselves against the forces of Bhagadatta.
Our Dalus are residing at Assam in the district of Dorong, Nagaon, Gwalpara, and that our Dalu also is residing at Haulagat, that is Bangladesh.
এটা
Having migrated
ভগৱানৰ
from
দান
Manipur
সৰুৰ পৰাই
long ago,
মানে
they
পাইছোঁ
have by now completely forgotten their own native language and have gradually adopted the language, culture, and the living styles of people of Assam by intermingling with them.
Those are reside at Meghalaya. Those are staying with the Bengali people. They are speaking Bengali. Those people who are residing at Assam, they are speaking Assamese.
Exquisitely crafted, these priceless indigenous ornaments, known by the name of Hashli, Katabaju, Gunjuri, Kharu, etc., amply projects the latent artifacts possessed by the Dalus. A girl is ornate beautifully on festive occasions, giving a very native look. Being an agricultural community, the traditional dress of the boy is much like that of a farmer. The Dalus are also subdivided into exogamous clan groups called Dopa. In the Dalu family, the vestige of matriarchy is quite prominent in the sense that the children inherit their mother's Dofa name, though the father's property is owned by the sons. Thus, the polarized cultures of the hills and the plains have found a common ground whereby the events that have flowed through the pages of history amply justifies their route of migration. The Dalus are an agrarian society, rice and jute being the chief cultivated products. A substantial quantity of rice they produce is used in the preparation of rice beer, locally known as moth. They generally consume the moth at the end of the day's hard work to relieve the tiredness. Since they are primarily settled in villages, their daily life happens to supplement their socio-economic condition. In this effect, they grow vegetables and dig fisheries within their household boundary. Clothes produced by them on their handloom is an ingenuine work of art. They as well make various household products out of bamboo. They collect firewoods and other products from the forests either for domestic use or for selling it in the market. The Dalus domesticate cows to acquire milk. Cultivation of beehive in their own houses to produce honey is a widely practiced profession. The Dalus belong to the Vaishnavite cult of Hinduism. Like typical Hindus, each household has a shrine or a puja ghar where the members of the family worship. Monosha Puja is performed by every Dalu, which concerns worshipping of the snake goddess. Every Dalu household has a shrine in the front yard devoted to the snake goddess. The Dalus also worship the Bastu Devata or village deity. The Bastu Devata, who imbibes 7 forms, is worshipped once a year after the harvesting season. The Bastu Devata is believed to protect the villagers and crops from various internal and external factors. Devotional songs called Kirtan forms an inseparable part of any community worship as they evoke the gods to seek blessings for the welfare and prosperity of the tribe. The traditional way of arranged marriage is generally preferred as negotiations for marriage commences with Bau Jura when the groom's mother along with her relatives visit the bride's house with betel nuts and betel leaves asking for her hand in marriage. After a few customary rituals, such as pawn, which means bride price, the marriage is agreed upon after Jamaide, meaning inspection of the groom by the girl's relatives. The marriage takes place in the groom's house and is presided by the Brahmin priest. Women are accorded dignity and respect in the society. Widows are allowed to remarry, though no priest takes part in it. Tattoo, locally known as Giduni, is an ancient and unique art form indigenous to the Dalus. But changing times has virtually erased this practice. The Dalus cremate the dead as the entire community participate by contributing wood for the funeral pyre. The harvesting festival dance, known as Poila Rua Dhankata, coincides with the first seedling plantation. The villagers participate to celebrate the occasion with great pomp and vigor. A folk dance that has been imbibed through the ages, it speaks of their deep attachment to agriculture since ages. Another dance associated with regard to agriculture is Maichari, a traditional dance of the Dalus. They perform this dance to celebrate the fresh harvesting season. The performers offer prayer and shower paddy to the revered so that the housewife is blessed with ample crops in the next harvesting season as well. Education among the Dalu youths is gaining in prominence, though a great amount of consciousness and effort is still required to climb higher and higher. Like the river which has flown endlessly, the Dalu youths today seem to meander in an unknown path as higher education is pursued only by a negligible few. For them, the hour of transition is a test in time. Cocooned in rigidity, the fierce pace of the modern world has left them breathless and helpless. To guard themselves from being left behind, the Dalos have to rekindle the spirit of Dalji and gallop ahead.
Hokle utho, dalu joinara. Ar thakis nare huitta. Pasa ningti gunjo, komor khasi bando, nangol jongal nia, hokle ut agga, dalu joinara. পৰদা দীক্ষা শিকবাৰ চাৰিস্তাৰে নাপাইয়া বেবাব জাগাত নামজাৰি নাই আংৰে থাক থাক দালু জয়নাৰা
But all is not lost as they prepare themselves for the day of reckoning with patriotic fervor and an insatiable zeal. Dwelling in West Garo Hills district, adjacent to the vast plains, in an otherwise hilly region, the Mans of erstwhile Burma form an integral part of an ethnically composite culture. The word Man literally means Burmese migrant. Around the first decade of the 19th century, with the connivance of Badon Chandra Borphukan, who got into a family dispute, the Mans attacked Assam. The Mans, who were a hostile group of people, attacked Assam thrice, plundering and ravaging everything on their way. Their indomitable courage, coupled with enviable fighting skills, completely demoralized their opponents, the Assamese, who were severely defeated. In the attempt to occupy Assam, the Mans were up against the formidable British troops, who by then had made deep inroads into Assam. The two fought a fierce battle in Bikrampur in the year 1824, where the Mans were heavily defeated and brought to submission. Undaunted, the Mans again fought the Britishers but received the same fate. The Mans eventually capitulated as they sent a Buddhist monk with a peace treaty. Colonel Richard agreed to the peace proposal, and consequently, as it turned out, some Mans left for Burma while the rest decided upon staying under the domain of the British. As time passed by, the Mans gradually became a part of the Indian Federation. Having entered their present habitat, nearly 2 centuries back, the Mans completely forgot their own language. They now converse in a dialect that's a union of Assamese and Bengali languages.
আমি তো মান ভাষা হলেও আমার হি আগৰ মান নাই
We have completely forgotten our Mon language. We speak neither Garo, nor Hajong, nor Assamese, nor Bengali. Ours is a mixed dialect.
না গাৰো তেনেকুৱা মিছলীয়া ভাষা
Being primarily cultivators, the Mans have houses made of bamboo, canes, and straw. They exquisitely weave clothes of various texture by means of the indigenous loom, which is a common sight in every household. In a Man family, it is essential for every girl to know weaving. Since more or less they have acquired Assamese culture and values, their costumes therefore bears some semblance with the one the Assamese women wear. Their ornaments, so distinct, have a rich taste of ingenuity and artistry. Basketry is a widely practiced art as they have to meet domestic as well as market requirements. As most of them are village dwellers and where literacy is wafer thin, this native skill is becoming a worthwhile profession as commercial demand for the products is swelling by the day. Man family is a close-knit one, where residence is traced through the son. The Mans, through the ages, have reposited various duties of the household, including the ownership of property on the male child. The marriage ceremony, as performed by the Mans, bears close resemblance with the traditional Assamese marriage of the Hinduized community. Because after being defeated by the British, some Mans left for their home while others stayed back. The latter, upon deciding to tie the nuptial knot, married the neighboring coach Assamese, Hajong, and Bengali because they were in an alien land with no known faces of the Man women. Assamese having the major influence on all these tribes, the Mans, through the ages, adopted the Assamese form of marriage, a part of the rich cultural heritage of Assam. The Mans, who belong to the Hinayana sect of Buddhism, worship the image of Lord Buddha. History has it that there was a time in those days when the Mans stopped practicing their religion because all the connections with their native country were severed after having settled in the Garo Hills. Word spread that some Mans are residing in the Garo Hills, and as a result, Bhikshus from Burma came and gave them sermons on Buddha and reminded them of their duty. Keeping with the tenets of Buddhism, the Mans follow the Panchashila, which is the 5 principles of Buddhism, and that a devout Buddhist should selflessly practice during his lifetime. The main religious center, the Buddha Vihar, could be found in every village. Festivals form an integral part of every Man who participates in the annual Bihu with great pomp and vigor. Like the Assamese, they celebrate the Bohag Bihu to mark the dawn of a new year, and when they feast on the rice from the newly harvested paddy, it is called Mag Bihu. Boys and girls sing and dance in merriment to enliven the occasion. They have their own village council to look after the law and order of the village. The Gaonpura, or the village headman, presides the meeting of the village council and passes jurisdiction by punishing the guilty with fines. Though old in its way of functioning, it helps to maintain peace and harmony in the village. With a population of around 1500, the Mans today are possibly the smallest tribe who are primarily distributed among 6 villages of West Garo Hills district.
লৰাৰ ভিতৰত বোধহয় 15-20 জন মান হ'ব কিছুমানে আন্দাৰ মেট্ৰিক আৰু
We have only 15 matriculates amongst us. Literacy is very low.
মান সম্প্ৰদায়ৰ ভিতৰত লৰাৰ ভিতৰত কি জানো 15 জন 20 জন মান হ'ব পাৰে মেট্ৰিক পাছ কৰা
Though to them, education stands as an impediment in their path to progress and prosperity, the Mans are hopeful that their progeny will one day uphold the values of education and bring them recognition and glory.
মই এইটোৱে ভাবিছিলোঁ যে আমাৰ মান সম্প্ৰদায় এনেকুৱা এটা পিছ পৰি আছে মানে ইনলিটাৰেট পাৰ্চন
I have been telling my people that education is important.
পৰাপক্ষত আমাৰ সম্প্ৰদায়ৰ ভিতৰতেই লেখা পঢ়াটো অলপ ভালকৈ কৰিব লাগে
One day, they came as invaders, demolishing their rivals with their fighting skills. But today, as history stands between the past and the present, slow pace of development has prevented constructive ideas and thoughts from permeating into the society. As they walk ahead, their history obscured by the perils of ignorance, the enduring moments always reminds them of bridging their unveiled past.